Hi, in this video, I will show you how to configure eBGP routing on R1 and R3. There is a slight difference between the configuration of eBGP on R1 and R3, which is the border router, and also the configuration of eBGP routing on the ISP, which is the service provider. So I will talk about ISP configuration on the next video. So in this video, first of all, as I have marked earlier in the table on the background, so we will configure the R1 with BGPS number as 65001 and R3 with 65003. So first, what you have to do is you need to go to the router R1 and issue the command router BGP 65001. So basically, immediate effect of this command is you have assigned the AS number 65001 to router 1. So next is what you have to do is we need to define the neighbor command, the neighbor for R1. So in this case, the neighbor should be other AS number. Like for example, if you look into the topology here, the connected network for R1 is 192 network and also 200 network. But for the 192 network, the network AS number is the same for R1. So meaning AS number for R1 is 65001 because 192.168.1.0 sided 25 and 192.168.1.128 sided 28 is under the administration of AS number 65001. So we do not have to assign the network as the neighbor. So the only neighbors here is the ISP, which AS number is 65002. So here the neighbor is 200.200.200. .0 is here what you should give is the next hop address. Okay, so basically the next hop address that is connected to the ISP. So the next hop address is 200.2 and the remote AS number is 65002, which is the AS number of the ISP. Next, what you have to do is you need to define your network, meaning all network that is connected to R1. So in this case, we have three network, which is network 192.168.1.0 subnet mask. So there is a difference here. Instead of using net mask, so the command is mask 255.255.255.0. Sorry, 128. And then we should also include the network 200.200.200.0 mask 255.255.255.240. Okay, so this is important. The BGP network command will only work if the exact prefix and mask exists in the routing table. So basically, you cannot use summary network. For example here, say for example network 192.68.1.0 and 192.168.1.128. So you do the summary of it and then you get 192.68.1.0 sided 24. You cannot use a summary network. The network, the prefix must exist in the table. So for example, when I put do show IP route, so this is your routing table. So basically you have to understand that the network here that is shown here is 25 sided 25. So it's not a summary network. So you shouldn't put a summary network, because otherwise the summary network will not be advertised, right? So the network must be the exact prefix that is defined in the routing table. Alright, so next I think we are done with R1. So let us configure. Okay, let us look at the configuration. Just checking again. So you can see here. So this is your configuration for BGP. So repeat the step for R3. So for R3, so the AS number is 65003. And then the neighbors, we have only one neighbor for R3, which is next hop IP address 200.200.200.18. And the remote AS will be the remote AS for the ISP, which is 65002. Now define the network that is directly connected to R3. Okay, I wrongly put the command, I mean the network address. Okay, so I'll redo it again. So this one should be 0. Next is 128. And then mask is 240. Next is the 200.16 network. But this time the prefix is 6252. So we are done with the configuration. Let's check the configuration. So this is your configuration. So at this point, the BGP has not changed their routes because we haven't configured the ISP. So we'll see. I'll see you in the next video.